Support WrestleTalk!
Click the thumbs up.
A huge NXT star debuts on Smackdown Live. Sort of. The Smackdown Survivor Series women's team is revealed. Sort of. And Sanity make their return to TV. Sort of. I am Luke Owen. Press the thumbs up, leave a comment I can reply to, and vote in the poll above my head to let me know what you thought of the show, where you can choose from Smackdam, Smacktastic, Smack Bang in the Middle, Ellsworthy, and a smack in the face. Do we want to get rid of Ellsworthy? Like, it just doesn't seem to work anymore. I don't know, let me know in the comments below. Anywho, this is the 6th of November 2018 edition of Smackdown Live in about 4 minutes. Paige opened this week's show and brought down to the ring the best in the world, Shane McMahon. No kidding, that was really how he was announced. Despite reports that Shane could turn heel off the back of being named the best in the world, he humbly admitted that he knew he wasn't really the best. But SmackDown was the best brand, which led nicely into a plug for Survivor Series, where they announced Raw Tag Team Champions AOP will face SmackDown Tag Team Champions The Bar, and revealed Daniel Bryan will be the team captain for the annual Raw vs SmackDown 5-on-5 elimination match. Did you know it's the one night of the year where Raw and SmackDown stars go head to head in direct competition? Tom Phillips really wants you to bloody know because he wouldn't stop bloody mentioning it. Miz came out to say that really he should be considered 2/3 of the best in the world, as he won 2 of the 3 matches in the World Cup tournament, making him and Shane co-besties, which Shane agreed with and made him the co-captain for SmackDown Live. Backstage, Miz and Bryan were unhappy about this decision but asked Shane to be on their team. Well, he is the best in the world, so that just makes sense. This led to various backstage segments throughout the night, with Bryan wanting to pick Rey Mysterio for the team and setting up a main event of Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe to determine the final member. They were all really good too, playing off previous victories of Mysterio beating Miz and the tensions from Joe choking out Bryan last week following his WWE Championship match with AJ Styles. There was even a nice moment where Bryan and Miz were on the same page but decided that smiling at each other was weird. The Usos then defeated New Day to become the captains for SmackDown in the tag team elimination match, so I guess we're getting one of those at Survivor Series too. Wait, does that mean Gallows and Anderson will actually get a pay-per-view appearance? Anyway, this was a really great match with lots of near falls and fun action, with the Usos picking up the victory after a Jimmy top rope powerbomb and splash. After the match, the Usos asked New Day to be on the SmackDown team. SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch came out to cut another great promo on Ronda Rousey ahead of their Survivor Series match. And building from last week, the commentators are no longer trying to pretend that Becky is a heel who the crowd doesn't like, so that gets a big thumbs up from me. Honestly, it's about time. Becky got so fired up in her promo, she issued an open challenge to anyone in the back, which was answered by Sanity, who brought out the debuting Nikki Cross, which led to a match between the two, the first women's match on SmackDown in weeks. Although Becky did get the win with the disarmer, Nikki got a good showing. Not sure I would have had her tap out in her first TV match, but I'm also not sure this was an official call-up. It was more like when Pete Dunne had a match with Enzo Amore, just to get a good pop from the British crowd. And then Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas had another good TV match, which was designed to put Almas over in defeat, with Rey hitting the 619 for the win after lots of back and forth action. Almas did look good, but then he's looked good in a lot of matches on SmackDown Live with the likes of Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, and really, it's not done a lot for him. So what I'm saying is I've basically started to give up on hope of El Idolo getting a real push for the moment. Oh, and then Randy Orton RKO'd Rey Mysterio from out of nowhere, just to make sure you forget all about Almas. AJ Styles celebrated being WWE Champion for a whole year by not being in front of the TV crowd. Instead, he cut a backstage promo saying he'll beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. You know, SmackDown's done a really good job of building up their men's team at Survivor Series, making it all about in-ring merits, victories, and previous storylines. Even the tag team match that hasn't really been announced had its captaincy fought over in a great match. I can't wait to see what they do for the women. Oh, Paige is just going to announce who's on the team. Creative. Paige said the Battle Royal at Evolution showed what happens when Raw and SmackDown stars clash in the middle of the ring. Wait a sec. So does that mean Survivor Series isn't the one night of the year when Raw and SmackDown stars go head to head in direct competition? You lied to me, Phillips! Anyway, Paige announced her team will consist of Carmella, why? Naomi, Asuka, and Sonya Deville. Okay, that last one really did surprise me. She also announced Charlotte Flair for the team, but Flair didn't come out, playing off last week's storyline. Instead, Mandy Rose appeared and questioned Paige's choice in picking Sonya and not her. She then ran down the rest of the SmackDown women's team and made some sort of jibe against Naomi, and a brawl broke out, leading to an awkward moment between Sonya and Mandy Rose. I mean, surely you can't break up this long-standing team with so many memorable moments like the one where they, or the time they were they in the Riot Squad at one point? And in the main event, Samoa Joe got himself on the SmackDown team by tapping out Jeff Hardy. The match was more about the angle that followed it, where Joe celebrated in the face of Bryan and the two got into a scuffle. Bryan put Joe in the yes lock, but Miz pulled him off and Bryan started punching him. Shane tried to calm Bryan down, but Daniel threw him to the floor and stormed off. I can't believe there is dissension between the SmackDown Live team that was only really put together 40 seconds before that. Well, this was certainly a newsworthy episode of SmackDown Live, with loads of good matches, an NXT debut, and some intriguing storylines heading into Survivor Series. With that said, this felt like 4 weeks worth of storylines crammed into one 2-hour slot, which isn't the best way to tell an effective tale. This episode felt so rushed. How can we be invested in Daniel Bryan turning on his team when it was only just put together? Why should we care about the women's elimination match when Paige just handpicks 5 random ladies? Indeed, why should we care about if SmackDown beats Raw at Survivor Series anyway? What could it possibly lead to? However, it cannot be denied this was a damn fun episode of SmackDown, which is why I'm going to award it a SmackDamn. But a very low SmackDamn. I do not want to award panic booking. But what did Ollie Davis and myself think of this week's Raw? Click the video on screen right now to watch the Wrestle Ramble and get your tickets to see WrestleTalk live in London next Tuesday. I've been Luke Owen, and that was wrestling.